Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome back to the Successful Expert Series. Every week, I am interviewing amazing authors who are experts in their field, in their industry. And we are here to give you hope and inspiration that you can do anything you put your mind to if you put in the work. So today, I am with the beautiful, amazing author, speaker, body architect, trainer. Y'all, she gonna help me go back all the way back, okay?
All the way back. Yes.
All the way back. Miss Fee King, tell us who you are and what you're doing in the world.
Who am I? I am a woman. I'm a sister. I'm a cousin. I'm an auntie. I am a pet parent. I'm also a daughter, niece, and a fiance. And I'm a lover of all things life, positive, moving forward. That is who I am.
Yes, and let's just jump right into what you have going on right now because I
Right.
want people to jump in to what you have going on right now for people to join to
All
get
right.
their bodies right.
Yes. Thank you so much for asking. What I have going on right now translates into every other area of your life because there is no disconnect. The mind is connected with the body is connected with the spirit and the soul. When I decided again to get my body right and tight and to get my mind right, everything else in my life shifted. Everything came together. Like overnight? No, that is not how it works. However, it did. My finances, my location, how I thought about myself, and then my business. So, what I'm doing right now is a culmination of 7 day at a time fitness challenges. They happen every other week. So, every 7 days, I'm launching a new fitness challenge. It's 90% webinar based, which means it's self paced, which means if you're in Europe, Africa, LA, New York, the Midwest, time is no longer an issue. I don't need to physically be there with you for every single workout. It's you get it in when you get it in. The biggest takeaway though is you become a part of this community of women over 40 who are going to support you, who are going to love on you, edify you. They're going to big up you. They're going to become your accountability partners. And I'm doing something epic this time, and it scares me. And I said, this is what you must do. So I have a new mentor. Her name is Arlen Hamilton, and she talks about this program called Bump Sale, where you have a course or a program, you put it on this website, and every sale, it gets bumped up to the next price. So that way you can offer your programs for a really nice price, but people have to, there's a sense of urgency. They need to get it if they want to get that price because it goes up and up and up and up. She says this is how you make impact and money so that you can then reinvest that money back into your business. So that is what I'm doing with this next challenge. It happens Tuesday, June 18th. It started at $2.98. $2. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I said it in a minute. $2. Yeah, and 99 cents for 7 days. That's like 20 cents a day.
Oh, y'all better get up in here. Hello. Y'all better get up in here. Hello.
To get up in here. Yes. I am so geeked about these challenges. So thank you for letting me share that and invite women over the age of 40, specifically, not exclusively. If you're under 40 and you're expecting to live to see and exceed 40, this is the challenge you want to be in.
Beautiful. Ooh, tell us a little bit. Let's go back. Take us all the way back. Give us a little history lesson.
Okay.
What has your relationship been like with fitness, even from childhood?
My relationship with fitness has been one where it was both dependent and codependent. It is what I chose to get me through every single challenge, every single victory, every single hardship, every heartbreak, every death. It has been my go to thing. So for me, my relationship has been one of love, understanding, overstanding. It has been extremely healthy. And so sometimes people are like, well, how can you relate to what I'm going through? Well, let me tell you how I can relate. I had a mother who struggled with her weight up until the end. She was an obese woman. She struggled with alcoholism, addiction to drugs because she had some serious self image issues. So being a dependent of that, one of the things that I made clear for myself early on is that I would do my best to take care of myself. I would do my absolute best to take care of myself. And in the beginning, it was very subconscious, but I was watching and I knew what I didn't want for myself. So for me, that was my relationship. That's how fitness has been able to help me out of every pitfall, every hole. Help me get out of the bed when I had thoughts of taking my own life. I said, if I have a desire to exercise tomorrow, and I know that might sound crazy to some people, they're like, exercise, like not eat, not no, it was exercise. I said, if source takes that from me, then I know I'm done and I'm complete. And the next morning, I not only had a desire to work out, I was inside of Gold's Gym for 3 hours and I got my shit together. I was like, oh no, it's not my time. So I guess I get to keep living.
Oh, wow. That was deep. You went deeper than I thought you were going to go. Thank you for that. Because, and the reason why I brought that question up is because I don't want anybody making excuses on why they can't join the challenge, why they can't get started, why they can't let's go. I love how you wrote let's go underneath your name. I don't want anyone to be in here listening and looking at us like, oh, well, LT, books are easy for you. You've been doing books since you was little. Or I don't want anybody to say, oh, Fee King, you just got it going on. You've been athletic forever. You ain't never struggled with no weight. Tell us about the struggle, the challenge in your own personal journey.
Oh my goodness. The challenges is why I'm here today. I think the first challenge was expecting my mother to stop doing something that I believed was causing me pain and hardship. And then I wrote a one woman show because in my naivete, I thought, okay, I'm gonna write this show. I thought it was gonna be about me always wanting to be a Houston Rockets. Yeah. hmm But I just, you're
Yes.
right. I always wanted to be a dancer and a music video dancer. And when I got into this class with Iona Morris, what was in me was needing to come through me and come out. And it needed to be healed. I had no idea until I took this class. And what I realized is my mother, we ought not make other people responsible for our happiness or for our sadness or anger. And I was doing that to my mother. I was saying, convincing myself that if you just stop drinking, if you just stop drinking, I can be happy. Right? Like the nerve. And not until I sat down with myself and wrote this show did I free her and free myself. And I knew in my spirit that she was not going to live to be an old woman. And that brought me a lot of confliction. I was just like, okay, so why are you even thinking that way? And it wasn't me manifesting it. It was me having this connection with God in a way where he was speaking to me saying, you've got to heal your relationship with your mother. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to live with regrets.
Oh,
And
wow.
so this show healed my relationship with her. And it was not easy because I thought when she saw it, she's going to say, oh my God, I quit. I'll stop drinking. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know. And that is far from what happened. That is far from what happened. But in the end, she gave me her blessing. She apologized for what she was ready to take responsibility for. I apologized for what I was ready to take responsibility for. And I look forward to doing this show and sharing it with people because I know that through this show and through these characters, that they too will find a way to heal themselves, especially if your parent is already gone, then the work needs to be done between you and God, I believe.
Wow. Hold up. Wait a minute. Now we talking about a one woman show. Tell us a little bit about it. Not a lot, just a little bit, because I want
Okay.
to follow you.
A little bit about this show. It's titled Mama Was a Bad Mother, Shut Your Mouth. And it's a story of a young girl's untimely coming of age into womanhood and adulthood amidst her mama's wild weekend house parties. And yes, there are Black people in Omaha. And yes, the show takes place in Omaha. And I'm looking forward to doing it in New York. I feel very moved to put this show up in New York City.
Ooh.
She said, ooh.
Ooh. I want to be in that audience. I want to be in that
I
audience.
want you to be. You're too close to not be. You're
Yes,
too
that
close.
I need to
Yes,
be in that
yes.
audience. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Summer, spring, fall, winter. When is it coming?
I would like to say I'm claiming I'm going to be in this Goldman Sachs Black Business Incubator, which is going to be September through December. So I'm going to say next spring.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Prioritizing my priorities. Next spring is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're just such a beautiful woman and an amazing spirit. You have such a heart for people. I just love I just love you. I love all of your being on all your social media. Your energy is like this.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm not saying this because you said it to me. I feel the same way about you, which is what Julie saw in you, and which is why she felt like we would connect. And we need more of that. You know, we need so much more of that. I think right now we are shifting into the biggest commodity in the world, not just the country, but the world, no longer being money, but being love.
Ooh.
Love is in the process of being the biggest commodity. Love is the new commodity. That's my hashtag. I get that money is important. I think it's important because someone said this is important, and we should kill, rob, steal for it, as opposed to educating and empowering others on how to attain it through love and how to spread it and share it. Like I know how much I need versus how much I want, and I know how much I can give. And for me, I don't need 7, 8 cars or a jet, and that's fine if you do. But while you're doing all of that, find ways to give back because you're only one person. So how are you going to drive 6, 7, 8, of the cars, whatever they are, the Bentleys? So I really feel I'm like, you know what? I think love is about to trump all of this. Oh, no
Ooh.
pun intended.
I know. Ooh, ooh. No, when you said that, that just really pierced me right here because
Yeah.
okay, so entrepreneurs, all of y'all know I left teaching in the classroom to teach online as an entrepreneur and coach. And so I love hearing different ideas. And
Mhm.
so when you said that, it just hit me right here. Say it again. That's going to be a tagline. That's going to be a hashtag that I can support, that I can get behind
Yeah,
because we don't talk about love enough.
we don't. We don't. And I think we are. I think more people are than we know. And so love is the new commodity. Love is the new commodity. Love is going to pull us out of so many of these ruts and even these mindsets and this lack of fear, this lack of lack. There's so much. Like as I look around, I'm like, there's more than enough for all of us. It's just that no one told us.
Ooh,
No one said, oh, by the way, you don't have to hurt another person to win. You don't have to take. You just some things you just don't know, and you don't know. It's from Landmark Forum, and the premise is you don't know that you don't know that you just don't know. And
ooh,
once you start knowing, you're like, oh, it gives you some peace and some confidence. It's given me peace and confidence. And by the way, congratulations, because I did not know that you are no longer in the classroom because when we met you were. So this is a new pivot for you. That is that shows us that you are growing. And if you can grow, we too can grow if we're willing to do the work. I don't like when people say, if I did it, you can do it. No, 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 no. You can
right.
only do it if you're willing to do the work and invest in yourself, right?
Ooh, yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for acknowledging that. That was a huge leap of faith for me. Just like, I mean, you just took me full circle because I mean, I literally moved to the East Coast a year ago.
Oh my
I literally got divorced 2 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know
I,
that either.
I literally moved from California to Vegas with nothing.
Mm.
And then I moved from Vegas to Pennsylvania with nothing. Okay. Sold everything every time. Came here a year ago, moved in with my mom. I stayed with my mom for a few months. Then I moved out, got my apartment. I am now 1 hour from my mama and 2 hours from my daddy. You talk about healing relationships. You talk about love. You just took me full circle, Fee King, because
Oh,
I, I was asking God, why am I on the East Coast? I'm a California girl. I love California. But God said, your roots and your family are here. And this past year, I've been nothing but blessed, encouraged, loved, embraced like never before in my life. So when you say you're doing your show, you're in New York, that ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and jump away from Philly.
that
I'm
part.
gonna be there so I can squeeze you and
Oh,
be like, "Oh my gosh, we're finally here."
yes.
And
Thank
that's
you for sharing that.
That's
Mm.
important. Love is important, and we don't really
Yes.
like. I'm 48, and I'm just now really understanding the power of relationships and how it's so important to be
Mm.
healed and to promote healing in your family. My mama is healed. My daddy is healed. We are
Mm.
tight. My stepdaddy, I have a new stepdaddy as of last year. My mama got married. And so I tell her, I'm like, Mom, this is your fairy tale. She had her fairy tale wedding, fairy tale husband. And I said, Mom, there's hope for me. There's hope for me. She said, Of course there's hope for you. I'm like, Thank you. So
You said Mama Hope for. I want you to get that. It froze. Mama Hope for.
yeah, I said, Mama, there's hope for me. There's hope. She said, Of course there's hope for you. What are you talking about? And I'm like, Thank you.
There is.
Yeah.
I believe that even when I was single, I was just like, you know what? Whatever's meant for me is for me. And then I released it. And I have to say, I do single very well. I was
Mhm.
happily single. And this man was in my sphere for 20 years. And I was like, girl, you didn't even see him. I just did not, but I was choosing to not see him because I really needed to get myself together. I needed to get ready for him because I was not ready. I was not ready.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. So, all of y'all ladies that are watching this, and even gentlemen, if you are open to new love, right? You
Yeah.
hear this, right? She said she was happily single, completely content. But
Mhm.
here's this amazing human being and lovely soul mate in her atmosphere the whole time.
The whole time. I mean, listen. When I think about our story, I am inspired and almost moved to tears. I was like, and what I share on social media, I'm barely scratching the surface because there's just not enough time. Like this story will be told in a documentary or a situation comedy
Mm.
because it has so many layers and so many characters, and his people have already told me who they want to play them. I was like, no problem, we're gonna get them too. We're gonna get them.
That is awesome. That is
We're
awesome.
having a good time.
Wow. Dig a little bit into something. I heard you say something. You said I had to be ready for
Oh,
him.
ooh, and
Speak to the single folks who really, really need to be inside of your challenge to get their body right, because that's one of the main ways that we attract people is what they see. Okay.
yeah.
Outside and inside. But how did you have to be ready?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Let's see. I don't want to go too long, but I think the main thing was for me, I'll tell you a little story. I used to train a woman, a black woman who's married to a black man, very, very, very successful, very wealthy black man. They lived in the Hollywood Hills. They both were my training clients. When I got to know her, we became friendly, of course. She told me that she had decided early in their marriage that she would stop being a producer she would be a stay-at-home mom. And when she said that to me, it was a trigger. I felt very uncomfortable, right? And I was just like, what is this? And then as we got to know one another, I said to her, I said, so how do you trust that he's not going to leave you? I said, like, right? The nerve. I mean, I didn't have a lot of tact.
It's the truth, though. It's like, hey, girl, hey, let's have this conversation.
Because I felt like she put all of her eggs in one basket. And I just remembered, I'm sure you do, Black mama's telling you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And so she said to me, I trust him. And more importantly, I trust myself. And so I said, but it didn't make sense to me. And I fought with myself. I said, that could never be me. That could never be me, because I don't trust myself and I don't trust other people, especially men. And so I needed to do a lot of internal work. And that work consisted for me of being introduced to Buddhism. I practiced Buddhism for a long time, and I still do at the core of who I am. A lot of reading, a lot of prayer, and spending a lot of time single. I've been single for many times in my adult life for 3 and 4 years, like completely single. And one of the things that I did to really help me move past toxic and verbally abusive relationships was 2 things. I would wear heels for 7 days in a row, and then I would go to the beach and meditate, because I realized the things that I was attracting was because of my choices. And I said, at some point, I got to stop attracting this because it's bringing me so much heartache and so much disappointment. But I was like, it's got to be me, because they're always different, but they're still the same.
Oh.
Yeah, they're different, but they're the same. And so when Sekou and I reconnected, just as friends, when I say happy single, I was over the moon giddy. You hear me? Single. And I just thought, here's my friend coming to say hi as he drives through Baltimore going somewhere else. And then I started noticing little things. And I was like, when I say I wanted to run, like, I'm still a fast runner. I wanted to run fast and hard and quick, because I was like, I don't know what this is, and I don't trust him. And then I had to go back to the lab and do some more internal work, because it's not him that I don't trust, it's me. I didn't trust me to make the right decision. And so what I did was, and I had this conversation with a client, she said, write down on a piece of paper, and I'm going to give you a Bible, and I want you to put it in your Bible.
Wow.
Right? I didn't even own a Bible, okay? I wrote down all the things that I wanted. Never focus on what you don't want, because what you're doing is you're confusing the universe, and they're going to bring you more of what you don't want. I don't want to be broke. You're going to be broke. I don't want a no good. You're going to attract a no good. I wrote down all the things that I wanted, never looked at it again, closed it up. When Mr. Sekou Wrights proposed to me, I went back to Baltimore a week later, and I opened it up, and I just started crying. Because I was like, this stuff does not work. Yeah.
Manifest.
Yes.
How
And
many
then is he?
years? How many years had passed between when you wrote it and when you went back and looked at it?
Oh, not even a year. No, not even a year.
Oh,
No.
that's
No. Yeah. And I've known him. We met in, I want to say 2004.
wow.
2004 at the Black African Film Festival in South Beach, Miami, is where we met in our 30s. And now 53, and he'll be 52 soon.
Wow. Well, God bless both of y'all. I'm so excited. Do you have a big day announcement, or you want to save that for another day?
I'm going to save that for another day. It will be next year, though. And he just asked me again today. And he kind of he said, so you don't want a big wedding? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't. I've never been attracted to that. And you will not see me in a white dress. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just not me. So it will be next year, I think, in Nashville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay, I got to get my ticket for that too.
Yes.
Well, let me stop. Let me not invite myself, because I don't know. Maybe the after party.
Well, surprised. So that's why I'm not saying anything, because we're doing something completely out of the box. Like,
I figured, because you're very unorthodox, and I love that.
yeah.
I love it. Ooh, okay, let's come back to the body, and then I got two more questions for you, and I
Okay.
know we got to go because it's already past time. But two more questions about the body, because the women, like I said, one of the first things that I discovered about myself when I departed from my long term relationship was my body was out of whack. I was just
Yeah.
completely not paying attention. And
Yeah.
so when I did start paying attention and became happily single and started working out, I was like, ooh, who is this woman? Ooh, who is this? Like, that was the first thing that I started working on, even before the emotional, mental, spiritual. I started working on the physical, the body and the food and the water and going outside, and all of those things brought me to life, to where I could establish other healthy habits on top of the foundation. Tell us
Mm.
about how important it is for these women to get rid of that back fat, because your whole thing is back fat, abs. What is it? Tell me what it is. Tell me what
It's it's the whole body, but I hone in on those body parts that women are most concerned with. And I find that those are the body parts that women have the most challenge with actually showing up to do the work, because somebody somewhere told us, oh, if you take this pill called Ozempic, then you'll lose all the weight, your life will be great. And so sometimes you got to do a little trickery. But I want to just echo what you said, because what you said is exactly what my challenge is. You don't have to be going through a traumatic situation in order to benefit. However, if you are, this is the place that's going to help you get right mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, because they're all connected. And
Yes.
so when we're moving into another sphere in our lives as women over the age of 40, that work is just not in one area. You don't go and take a self-development class without going inward, working on the spiritual,
Yes.
because that's outside of you. So you actually get to figure out, not even figure out, you get to uncover what's at the root cause of you, because what's at the root cause of Latasha is not what's at the root cause of Fee or Angela. We're all different. But the similarity is that we're over the age of 40. We've gone through some things. We're at a place in our lives where we want to get healthy, we want to get fit. And if you want to get a six pack, we can help you get there. That's not what everyone wants to do. If you want to shed some belly fat, we can help you get there. If you want to lose that back fat, it is not going to just go away through osmosis. It is going to require you to work. I personally think that we need to reframe the energy around work, because, and maybe it's with technology, like people are a little afraid of work. Like
Yeah.
it's a bad thing. Oh, girl, I ain't trying to work. And I'm like, well, what are you trying to do? If
Yeah.
you're not trying to work, I mean, unless, here's the thing, you're going to either put in sweat equity or monetary equity.
Ooh, it's
You
expensive
decide
to
sweat
say.
equity or monetary
Yeah.
equity, because
Yeah.
I can't cut it off. I can't suture it off. I can't burn it off. That's not my area. If that's what you want, that's fine. There are places and people who do that. That is not what I do. I don't promote it. I'm not an advocate for it. I've trained women who have had gastric bypass. My mom had her stomach stapled, and that was the thing with us, because I said, okay, now that you've done this, you still got to exercise, mama. She was like, she was dead set on not exercising. And so for me, I open the doors and I welcome you in. You're supported. I do my best to make it as accessible for everyone. And now with the internet and being able to adjust price points, I think it's the fairest program out there that works. It's the fairest program for the price and the time that works. And I'm not saying it works. The streets are saying it works. The women who are in the challenge are saying that it works.
My final question, because I know everybody's wondering. I know
Yes.
the ladies are like, okay, we've heard it. Okay, how do I sign up? Like I know there's ladies in my group right now that are like, drop the link, drop the link.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
do they
I dropped it.
how do they
I,
get
I I sent it to you, but I will just put it in here. I think I can put it in here
Oh no,
now.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. You did send it to me earlier. I'm gonna drop that in my group myself. I got it.
Okay, all right. I'm coming back to you. I have so many things open. Here we go. But if you want, I can drop it in the chat also.
You know what? I'll put it in the comments underneath the YouTube video and they can click
Okay.
on it too. And I'll put it in both of my Facebook groups. So there's no
Oh, thank
excuse,
you.
ladies. No excuse. You see,
No.
when you're fit, you're happy. When you're
Yes.
happy, you're more productive.
And you have more energy.
Mhm.
When I was going through my what I call my start over, which very similar to yours, came from the West Coast, went down south, and then ended up in Maryland. And I was crying every day for almost a year, like, God, why? What am I? What? The East Coast? I did not have that as a part of my plan. So what is going on?
Yes.
When I got back, Sekou, who was just my homie, just my friend, he said, Fee, because I told him my plan. And then he shared with me what he thought I should also do. The one thing that he suggested, which I did do for the first 6 months, was create a hashtag called post breakup body bounce back, something like that, like something for me.
Yes.
And I did that. And when I say 6 months, because it was time to move on. But let me tell you, my sister, 2 weeks in, she said to me, so what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? She's like, because you've lost a lot of weight. I said, just eating and working out. She was like, I said, what are you doing? She was like, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. But literally, it's that simple. I wasn't taking any prescription medicines, any water pills, anything. Just protein, really, really clean eating. And the clean eating really worked for me because I was on a budget. So I didn't have the resources to be eating crap. I needed my food to stretch and I needed to take food with me because I was putting in 16 hours most days. So that was my, my fuel to getting myself from where I was to where I wanted to be was I need to get this body right because I put on toxic weight, I put on physical weight, and I just didn't feel like myself. I said, I feel like I'm like in space and I'm floating and I need to get centered. And that's what I know to do every time. And that always gets me back. That gets me back in the game of life.
Ooh, that was so beautiful and so inspiring, especially for women that feel like they're like in a rut and they
Mm,
want to come out, they want to rise like the phoenix from the ashes, but they don't really know how. Like your sister was like, "Ooh, can you give me a step? Like, can you give me a clue?"
yes. And as an entrepreneur in our businesses, we've needed that. And you've met someone who may not have had the key to unlock the door, but they had the map to get to the door. And sometimes you just need a little guidance and direction.
Yes.
And again, it goes back to love being the commodity. Why would I not give that to you?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me just share this with your audience. My last challenge, which today we're on day 5, I put out that I am compelled, I must give 2 scholarships to 2 women over the age of 40 who are financially and weight challenged, financially and weight challenged. I got no one. So I'm going to put it out again.
Yeah,
I,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this
it's
time.
completely free.
Yep, I already have a couple people in my mind that I'm gonna be getting my belt out. I tell everybody in my community I'm either gonna get my feather or my belt. If I have to get my belt, you ain't gonna like me.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to say, girl, you've been talking about this, and now look, Miss Fee King has an opportunity for you. Jump in it.
Yes.
So they'll hear from me and they'll hear from you in my community, both of us. And then on my YouTube channel, thank y'all for watching me on YouTube. I so appreciate you. I'm growing that channel, getting ready to monetize that channel. And I'm just so grateful to have you on here. I'm not going to take up any more of your day because I know you have a lot of stuff to do. Um, will the ladies be able to participate live with you, or is it all recorded?
No, they will definitely be able to participate with me live. And I'm in the group every single day, sometimes too much, 3, 4 times a day. When I say every single day, there is not a day when I am not in the group, very proactive, having conversations, answering questions. One of the biggest things I got a compliment this morning, and I shared on my show that in the past, I've had challenges with being asking for feedback for fear that I'm doing something wrong, that I'm not enough, that I don't know what I'm doing, that that they're going to find me out. And I
Yeah,
was like, girl, you still have some semblance of imposter syndrome.
yeah,
And I stepped into that uncomfortable space and I reached out to her and she praises and she said, what I love most about this challenge is the food tips, what you give us to eat. Because everyone, and if it's not you, then you wouldn't be in this challenge.
right.
Everyone has some challenge somewhere when it comes to food. And what I want women to know is that you've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong because you don't know or because you have yet to shift. You've done nothing wrong. This is your time. And if
That's,
it's not, then you won't be in this challenge. You might be in the next one or the next one. But because I think there's sometimes a lot of shame and guilt around food.
yes.
And when you know better, and you're ready, then you'll do better. Only
Mm,
when you're ready.
mm, mm, mm. Whew. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for myself.
Me too. I'm listening to myself. Yes.
Ooh, that was profound, profound. Wow. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Yes, of
Appreciate
course.
I so appreciate you. We are, this is just the beginning of our journey because really, I only want to connect with people who are like minded, who are serving people at a high level, who are about love, joy, hope,
Yeah.
abundance. You are my people. And I don't hang out with negative Nancy's. That was the old Tasha years ago, right? And so
Yes.
it's so important for us to do these talks so people know, oh, I have two systems I can go to. I have two communities I can be a part of. Because honestly, there are some women who come to me and get started on the writing process. And I realize, sis, you need to get your diet right. You
Yeah.
need to get your body right. There's no way this is a marathon writing this book. This ain't no sprint.
And you need to have everything that you need in order to pour into that story. You need to come from a place of health and energy. I have a 9-year-old niece who yesterday told me, today's the last day of school. Mommy treated me, and then she paused. And I'm holding on to her every word. She was like, McDonald's, because she knows how I feel about McDonald's. Like,
Oh,
she knows how I feel about McDonald's. And I didn't shame her. I just said, well, there are other things, right? She was like, Auntie Fee, I know. She's 9. But
you
I'm,
know,
I'm constantly, in her ear. And what I do is I just don't do that. We just do something else.
yeah,
I just don't do that because I'm like, then I'm being a hypocrite. First of all, I'm not going to eat it. So why am I going to give it to her? And I know my sister doesn't do it often. It was like a treat, but
yeah.
then it's really not a treat, right? It's not a treat. I get it. And, we're still doing the work. But I was like, no, we gotta start them young,
Yes.
having this conversation and this awareness about food. And I'm still learning. I have so much to learn, which I love being on my own journey with these women.
Woo-wee. All right. Well, I can't wait to see how many women you get in here after this conversation. They're gonna be jumping in there because I'm going to share the link. I'm going to share this video. I'm going to be telling them get in the challenge. There's always a challenge, but you need it. It's tough. It's hard work, but you need it, and it's good for you, and it's gonna pay off. So, woo! Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Latasha.
Thank you so much. Everybody that's watching, connect with us on social media. Our names, your name is the same everywhere on all your platforms, right?
Yes.
Same here. So we will see y'all in a future recording. You never know, we might come back together and do something special for y'all. But
That would be amazing.
for now, you need to get into this challenge. Okay.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, lady, you too. Mwah. Peace.
Bye.